Hello, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Inside Cornerstone. This is your weekly look at everything going on in our church here in Alexander City, Cornerstone First Global Methodist Church. And we're glad that you've joined us. I'm Brett Pritchard, and this is Billy Coleman, the pastor at Cornerstone Global. And, Coach, it's good to see you as we rock and roll right on through the end of summer, into the fall. It doesn't feel like fall outside. It does a little bit today. It feels a little fall.
I think it's getting a little cooler. I know as a coach, when that first cold front comes through, and if there wasn't anybody looking, I'd dance a little jig out there on the edge of the football field, because feeling that cool air,
going, right?
because those poor kids have gone through such difficult times, and I'd have to give a water break every 10 minutes. If you didn't do that, they were going to loaf. You had to let them give about 10 minutes. We got some big games. I know this isn't a sports show, but I am a coach, and you are a broadcaster.
I just got off a sports show.
But it's here, isn't it?
It's here. I mean, this is game week in high school. This is what they call week 0. You can play a jamboree game if you want to, or you can take the week off, or you can play a regular season game. So all of our teams in our area are, I think, playing regular season games this week. And so we're excited. So as you're watching this show, we film it every Tuesday, and it airs Wednesday through Sunday. So if you're catching this on Saturday or Sunday, these games are over already. So if you're not, before, we haven't had a game yet. So we carry it all the way through up until Sunday, and then we film a new show the following Tuesday. But hope all of you are safe out there. Again, our kids, the football team, the band, the cheerleaders, the dance team, everybody that has a role on Friday night, we want them to be safe. And looks like the weather's going to be really good. It's going to be hot, but that's exactly what you expect.
And let's put this out there, too. Let's pray for our teachers. I sounded like a coach a while ago. I want to sound like a principal. I spoke to the group out there at New Site and all their teachers. And what a great group. It's tremendous people. And, they're walking into their new classrooms. And the first few days of school are just – you just walk out there and say, am I going to really do this all year long? And then you kind of get used to it. We got a lot of great kids, and I'm big into Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Right.
I shared that with the teachers there and found out yesterday that one of the teachers there at Horseshoe Bend has taken on leadership to start an FCA group that's going to meet once a week in the mornings, and shared a little bit about how wonderful that is. But the students are excited about it too. Teachers, they do such a great service to our society, training. And if ever our children and young people need great teachers, I think it's now, because they've got a bunch of other stuff that could get inside their head, and a great teacher can keep them grounded in the subject matter and help them prepare for the rest of their life.
I think we're blessed around here to have wonderful teachers in all of our schools. And, and there's no school that's perfect out there by no means, but I think, our school systems here in the local area do a really, really good job of going out and trying to find the best teachers and administration and staff that they possibly can to give all of our kids the best experience and best education they possibly can. And I'll knock on wood a little bit here. We don't live in an area of the country where there's a lot of turmoil, as far as things being.
It's still pretty safe.
It is, and we want to keep it that way. Right. And as far as things and agendas being pushed on, different administrators and all. We don't see that a lot around here, and hopefully we won't. But, today's show, we're going to talk about a couple different subjects. Coach Coleman talked about leadership in his sermon at the Arbor. You'll see a clip of that a little bit later on in the program. I also want to talk about something that we've got going on in our small group at Cornerstone, and is talking about control. And one of the things that we battle as humans is we want to try to control. A lot of us do want to try to get all your ducks in a row and have everything. And when you have something that's out of the realm of control, it kind of upsets your world, and can throw you into to disarray, and it can cause stress and panic, and one thing can, exacerbate another. And so we're going to talk about those two things on the show today. And I think that's part of what we want to do here every week, is try to bring part of a message. We see a clip of one of the services every week, but we want to kind of go into a little bit in-depth discussion about some of those topics. And then also, of course, let you know what all's going on, because we have an extremely active church, from adult classes all the way down to youth. There's something going on all the time. There's
Ladies.
something. Yeah, that's right. There's always something being planned.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have a group, it's probably your fault, because you haven't found a way into one of them. And again, I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying that there's so many opportunities for people to be involved. You look, the Thursday Wanderer group, I think they're going to the movies this week, and they're meeting. They're eating, and
going to go eat at a restaurant, and they're going to go see Reagan.
Go see Reagan. I'm going to go see that.
Well, first off, you got a good actor playing the part of Reagan.
Absolutely.
He's a good one.
He is. But, probably one of my favorite presidents.
Most people's.
Ronald Reagan. And
well, he came in at a time when this country was, I don't know that it was a crossroads like we are now. Well, but it was not too unsimilar.
I'm going to say this, and not to get into politics, we don't do that on the show.
Of course, no.
But Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan, very similar to what we see right now from an economic standpoint. I'll leave it at that. Jimmy Carter, when his term was up, we were facing some of the highest inflation rates that we'd ever seen in the country. I think upwards of 12 to 15%.
Right.
Right now, that's a sticky wicket in this presidential election.
Yeah.
Like it or not, want to argue about it or not, I just think that people aren't in as good a shape as they were 4 years ago. And again, there's been a lot that you can't pin that on one person. Okay, so let me just say that. But there's a lot of things that create that, and there's Republican presidents that have to deal with inflation, and there's Democrat presidents that have to deal with inflation. But right now, the times are very similar as far as dealing with those kind of problems from the economy, and people not having as much money to spend maybe as they did a few years ago.
Well, something that I think is exemplified to everybody. Let's take all the policies and push them over to the side on both sides. This country needs to come together. We're not unified. We are as separated into two groups as you can possibly be. And I'm not saying I have the answers to that, but we need to come together, because we're going to have to face some real challenges. The world is unsettled. It's uncertain. And I think our lack of unity has made us vulnerable.
Well, I just think, I know, and again, we are going down this rabbit hole, but I think what is the most important thing about the last 8 years, if you want to go back to 16, and you want to go back, even to the election in 2020, is election integrity for either side. Right now, I think if either candidate were to win, the other side's going to claim corruption, and that's not where you want to be in your election system in your country. That's what makes you a democracy. And if everything that you do moving forward, whether it's Democrat or Republican, the one that loses always claims that there's something nefarious going on, and you've lost your integrity in your election system, and that can damage and destroy your country. And that's what it makes this country so great, is that you have the freedom to go cast your vote. But I think the problem is that people are skeptical that everybody that can vote, that's legal to vote, is not being able to do, or they're able to do that, but you got people out there that aren't maybe legal to vote, and they're casting ballots somehow, and things are getting counted. But anyway, even if it's not going on, the perception of that, the doubt that it creates, is part of the reason that we have a divide. Look, you have a candidate, or somebody else has a candidate that they want to go out and support and vote for. your candidate wins sometimes, and maybe sometimes they don't. But like you said, at the end of the day, we're supposed to all be Americans.
We should have more commonality than we have differences.
Right. But we have a 50-50 split, and I know we got to get to break. Either this race is going to be close, and in half the country, their candidate's going to lose. And we don't know which one it's going to be. Yeah. But it could be the Republican or the Democrat candidate. So how does that candidate that wins reach across the aisle to get the other half to come on?
It's going to be a challenge.
There's
no doubt about it.
I don't think the last two administrations we've seen any progress in it.
It appears that way.
So, I think that's concerning for all Americans moving forward. All right, up against the break. Stay tuned. More Inside Cornerstone right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tritoons and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
Hey, everybody, I'm Brett.
Billy.
And I'm Matt.
And we want you to join us each week for Inside Cornerstone. Coach, Matt, excited to have this show on every single day throughout the week leading up to Sunday.
Jesus Christ is going to be glorified in everything we do. You won't just be listening to messages. You're going to be hearing about things going on at our church.
And make sure you join us at our worship services 9 and 11 o'clock.
Join us each week right here on Inside Cornerstone on WAXC TV.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone. If you're watching on TV, you can see at the bottom of your screen, cornerstone-fgmc.org. That's our website to go and check out everything that goes on. You can like us on Facebook. You can also go to Facebook and our website to tune into the services live every Sunday. And they're archived. So if you missed the service live, you can go back and watch past services. And you'll see a clip every week on this show of one of the services that we have, either the Green Street service or the Arbor service. And again, our hope and prayers that you come to the church. You come see us at Cornerstone. I think we had over 500 in attendance this past Sunday. And the church continues to grow.
A lot of new visitors coming. And,
right.
Some, came to a baptism that we had week before last and liked the service and came that night
Right.
for the activities that we had. Yeah.
Right.
And then came this past Sunday.
Hey, there's still people talking about the illusionist, by the way. David, Merlin.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still talking about how they're blown away. I mean,
Yeah.
look, I know
It
I
was
said this
amazing.
I
It
said
was.
this last week on the show, but there's people that pay good money to go watch something
like that, yeah.
I mean, they do. And
I know.
he's been involved in all types of different shows, and it was cool, man.
Well, we say this all the time, and I'll say it again. We don't. When I went and spoke over up there to Horseshoe Bend, I didn't wear my Cornerstone shirt. I didn't.
Right.
They didn't even know that I was the pastor at
Some
Cornerstone.
of them did, though.
Well, they already knew it though.
Yeah, that's right.
But we don't try to talk somebody into becoming a Cornerstone. But when they do come,
Oh, man.
we want to welcome them, and we want them to be a part.
Well, and again, the summer months, just like at any church, you got families. This is the time.
What a
that
fast
you,
summer too.
Boy,
Are you
fast.
kidding?
I mean, a blink of an
Yeah.
eye, and it was over.
Yeah.
But you got families that they have to take vacations during that time. It's really so you got a lot of coming and going. So not a lot of consistency in small groups and things. But man, now that school's back in session. And the attendance is skyrocketing.
We were having a finance committee meeting a couple of weeks ago, and several of the people brought up and said they just had to talk about the fact that in the past, in the summers, it's kind of does this.
Right.
Lake Martin's out there,
Oh, of course.
They said, but this summer, the biggest shock for them has been how well the attendance has maintained itself,
Right.
and how excited that made them. Of course, there's a lot of new members that are now part of the team that influence that. But I think it says a lot about how God has blessed our church. God gets all the glory for it. But when you look at, and you mention this every week, all the different things that people can plug into, from music to 7 or 8 Bible studies to the youth program to the children's ministry to Jacob's Ladder, and I'm looking out stuff, but that together, I think, is why we've had such a successful summer.
I don't ever remember being or having this many things that you
Going
can
on?
be involved. Well, it's all the time. I mean, we go back. I feel like we were just talking about going into the month of December. I mean, we're about to go into the month of September, but we've almost come a full year. But I remember us preparing on this show talking about how many things we had going on in the month of December. It's something every week.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then Christmas was
It's
here.
going to get worse.
Well, but I mean, it hasn't really stopped since
No,
then. I mean, it's like
no.
everything is going on. We got a combined service coming up. Do we have a combined service?
We'll
coming
have
up?
some coming up
So
at the appropriate time.
right.
Yeah.
I know we do have a combined service in the works.
Yeah.
In the plans, but
We've
not-
got a Christmas cantata we're working on. And already. And I love things. Oh, I got something to say about the choir.
okay.
Not many people know this, but after the Green Street service, I go into Clay County and I speak to Hatchet Creek Baptist Church. And they've got a small congregation there. But when I started at Cornerstone, it looked very much like they weren't going to have a pastor and they were probably going to have to shut the church down. Well, that killed me.
Right.
And so what I said to them one day, I said, if you guys will eat your lunch before church instead of after church, we'll have a service at 1. So that's what we've done. So I go from Green Street to Hatchet Creek, and I do that message. And the choir is going to the Hatchet Creek Baptist Church at 1 o'clock this Sunday, and they're going to sing 6 or 7 songs, and then they're going to feed the choir and their spouses.
Nice.
And it's a beautiful church. I mean, it's great. So if you'd like to come hear some fantastic singing, Hatchet Creek is on Highway 7 out of Goodwater, like you're going to Talladega. You'll eventually pass it on the left.
You know, that's part of well, you know, just like, I mean, I think music is such an integral part of all of our services. And, you know, growing up, you know, I remember, you know, staying with my grandmother and, you know, hearing her sing church hymns and things like that. And, you know, singing those growing up in the church. And, man, music, you know, multiple levels at our church now, through the Arbor Praise Band or whether it's the traditional service with the choir. I mean, man, it just lifts you up.
Can I comment on that?
I'd love for you to.
Listen,
Did you really ask me if you could say something?
Good point. Convicted is charged.
Okay.
I didn't think I could do this. But the first thing I do starting in Sunday night and then into early Monday morning, I come up with the 2 sermons for the next Sunday. You know, it's a little quick, and I reserve the right to change my mind.
That's pretty quick.
But I tell Jody with the Arbor, and then, you know, David with the choir in Green Street, they sing songs exactly
to fit your message.
They do. And I'm y'all know I'm listening to it and I'm saying, oh man, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. And both groups do it. And I get fired up sometimes, and that pumps me up. I mean, I say, my goodness. I mean, so it's already planted out there in the minds of those that are listening.
In preparation.
And man, I just think it contributes to the service, and it brings continuity to the service. We didn't just pick those hymns at random.
Right.
We took them and applied them to what the message was.
I think that's outstanding, and it makes the experience even better.
It does. It helps me on the message.
It ties everything in, like you said. So, again, so much to talk about. Small groups at our church. I know I said something about that last Sunday. In the next segment, we want to cover what you talked about at the Arbor service about who's leading you, leadership, and then I want to talk a little bit about, you know, the control deal that we're talking about in our Sunday school class, because, you know, both are extremely important. I feel like, you know, if you're a leader out there, it's not easy being a leader. We can go ahead and start this conversation, and we can lead into the next segment. But leadership, when you're a leader, you know, it's you on the top of the mountain by yourself, and you look to your right and you look to your left, and there's nobody to consult with. It's usually your decision. And so when that leader is making decisions that impact people below them, and I hate to use that hierarchy, but just using it for a visual, the people that work for them or work with them underneath them, where's that motivation? Where is their guidance coming from? And that's what you talked about.
That was the message.
Sunday.
Yeah, that was. I used Peter as my example, and I used about 7 references in the scripture to how Peter was a leader to those disciples. He was the guy that always was saying the stuff, making decisions. But out there on the beach, after he had denied Jesus 3 times, Jesus is resurrected. He's walking on the beach, and Peter swims ashore. And Jesus says, Peter, do you love me? And 3 times he says, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. And he was forgiven of his sins right there on that beach. And then Jesus looks at him and he says, you know, when you were young, people led you you led yourself wherever you wanted to go. But later on, you're going to stretch out your hands. That's a symbol of crucifixion. And people are going to take you where you don't want to go. But it's that last 2 words he says to Peter, follow me. And from that point forward, he's not a leader that people follow. He is a leader that is led by Jesus. So the real question of that is, are you leading or are you being led? And from a Christian perspective, that makes all the difference.
Well,
you can't lead
no.
from the Christian perspective unless you're being led by Christ.
No, absolutely.
Right.
And, you know, I think going and looking at it not only from maybe an organization, a business or whatnot, parents and their kids, when you tell your kids you are the company you keep.
Right.
You know, and if you follow somebody or if somebody in your group tends to be the leader of your group, what type of leader are they? Are
That's
they
right.
leading you down a bad path? Are they leading you down a good path?
Mm-hmm.
And how much influence are they having on you either way,
Right.
good or bad? And I think that's important. I mean, I know I have that conversation with my kids quite frequently. And, you know, I think it's important that you sit down and you say, you know, everybody's not a leader. Right. You know, I know we talk about leadership and it's extremely important, but usually somebody in your group tends to take the bull by the horns, for lack of better terms. And, you know, whether it's a friend group and you go, so-and-so always plans our getaways. You know, he always handles that or she always does this. You know, they kind of are the unwritten leader of the group and everybody kind of falls in line behind them. So it's important. You are the company you keep. I mean, and so
we're going to go into this a little bit more next segment. Can we do that?
Oh, absolutely. All right, we got to take a break. Stay tuned. More to come.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tritoons and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com today.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone, kind of carrying over. This is our last segment here to talk about, these two subjects. And then the final segment, you'll see a clip of our service from this past Sunday to go along with what you're talking about. Leadership, who is your leader? Who are you being led by? I think that's important, and I'll let you continue on.
Well, I just think that we're in a time that's very unique, where our society is trying to separate Christian leadership from worldly leadership, and basically worldly leaders can't even mention Christ, and real leadership is Christian leadership. Jesus said, if you want to follow me, be your brother's servant. Servant leadership is something we need we need it in our schools. We need it in our Congress, where we put others ahead of self. All the principles of Christ should apply to every leader, from the President of the United States all the way down, because that is true leadership.
I don't think it's a coincidence. And again, I know there may be some people that watch that don't agree with what I'm about to say, but I believe this. I think the divisiveness in this country, it's no coincidence that we have taken Christ out of so many things now, which our country was founded on. You walked over to the American flag Sunday and said, this flag stands for a lot of things, and it stands for our forefathers. And, you can't have this flag without Jesus Christ, because that's what the country was founded on. And, bottom line is, I think that we have, as a society, moved further and further away from Christ being involved in everything. And now you've got a lot of turmoil. You've got a lot of unrest, and you've got a lot of people spinning things the way they want to spin it for their narrative. You've got a lot of people out there that, like my, old sayings out there, you want your cake and eat it too. You want to claim to be a Christian, but you want to spin the word to fit your narrative. You want to say, if
that's not Christian leadership.
Well, that's what you have going on.
I know.
In society. You got somebody out there that twists and misconstrues, Bible verses and shapes them in the way to fit their lifestyle and their narrative, and that's not the way it is. It's supposed to hit you in the core when you're a sinner. We're all sinners, and you're doing something wrong, and somebody reads a Bible verse and it feels like it's calling you out. Well, guess what? It probably is, because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing to live a Christian lifestyle. I mean, again, that happens to all of us. None of us are perfect.
Well, I know you guys out there get tired of me mentioning this, but I have a letter hidden in a box somewhere at my house where the Freedom from Religion group from Wisconsin sent me a letter to my board when I was superintendent in Coleman County, and it basically said if Mr. Coleman wants to practice his faith, let him do it in the privacy of his home or at his church. But he is not to bring that to his job. So one of their constituents wrote me an email and said, can you answer this question? Said, why would the people of Coleman County elect some preacher to be the superintendent of education? And my reply, well, if I bring that letter, you'll have to tie me to the chair, because it could get rough in here. It makes me pretty mad. But I replied back, I said, the people in Coleman County knew I was a Christian before I ran. They voted for me because I was a Christian. Right. They don't regret it. They might regret some things I do.
And by the way, it's a free society. It's an open election. You're basically saying at that point that the people made a mistake, that they voted for the wrong person, that they shouldn't have voted for you. You're basically telling them their vote don't matter.
Yeah.
That they should vote this way. You're trying to force somebody to vote in a certain way. Well, that's the whole point of an election.
Well, first thing, when I ran, the first statement I made, and I do it 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000, is I said, you're not going to hear one negative word come out of my mouth. Not one. I respect my opponent. I consider him a friend. He was the acting superintendent at that time, and you shouldn't even be voting for the superintendent. It should be appointed, but it wasn't. But it wasn't appointed. And so I said, I'm not saying one negative thing about it. And if you put me on any kind of brochure that is negative in any way, I don't want my name on it. I didn't say that because of me. I said that because of Jesus Christ. That's what he tells us to do. It's not about us. It's about other people. But we got to have, for the umpteenth time, we did get to have the the prayer event that they tried to stop. And I know that they don't like me very much and probably will get hold of this right here, have a response to it. But it just opened my eyes to our society. And I respect them. I respect them to have their right to think whatever they want to think.
absolutely.
You don't have to agree with me. Don't agree with me if you don't want to. But we do have the opportunity to express ourselves.
Yeah, and what happened to the country where if you believe one way and I believe one way, it doesn't influence me be your own person at that point.
Yeah.
You're saying, well, you're influenced. And look, I had plenty of teachers and people that didn't believe the way I believed and had different opinions than I had on certain things, but I didn't let it shape me. I had enough,
Right.
I guess, fortitude about myself and common sense to say, I don't have to just agree
Maybe a little dose of stubbornness.
and step in line with every single thing this guy's saying. He's not the keeper of all knowledge. Whoever that person is at the time. And, again, and vice versa. And the same thing here. I don't proclaim to say everything that I say and do is lock, stock, and barrel the best way to live your life.
As years go on, we could disagree.
Absolutely.
We haven't thus far.
But there could be times that we could get on here and
you have the right.
Absolutely, we do. But we just take it to the nth and to the extreme in certain groups, like this group you alluded to. My gosh, if you're not in line with our beliefs, and you shouldn't hold that job.
Am I going to sit here in America as a God-loving American citizen and say I don't have the right to say the name of Christ because of my job?
Well, all of a sudden,
what are you talking about?
All of a sudden, at that point, now you're not following the Constitution.
According to some.
Some. I can read it.
Yeah.
I can pull it up and read it, and we have the ability to speak freely.
We do.
And again, and I
not
can
impose our beliefs on others, but express our
exactly.
beliefs.
But we've used those terms. We've mixed and matched those terms now. It's the spin room. It's spinning things to fit your narrative and not looking at it on the surface for what it really means. You're trying to misconstrue and falsify the documents, whether it's in the Bible verses or the Constitution. Right. You're trying to spin it to fit your narrative, and there's groups out there that do that. So that's why we have the situation we have. But kind of ending on the control part, it's kind of funny that I brought that up. We're talking about having control over things in our life, and if you really look at it, we don't have a lot of control. We're at the mercy of God, and things happen.
Let Him control it.
That's right. But we talked about that in our Sunday school class and how it can lead to anxiety when you're worried about every single thing and every little thing, and how you can feel helpless when maybe you don't get the report that you wanted from a doctor.
Sure.
Or you heard about this at your job, or you're worried about the economy and how it might impact your job, and are you going to get laid off? And you can work yourself into a frenzy, and a lot of people like to have, or at least like that feel of control. And you got to be able to just kind of give it up and give it away and say, look, this is out of my control. All I can do is what I can do, and the rest will take care of itself. And
Christ has overcome the world. He's with you. You can do all things through Him.
But I think we all can attest and have examples of things in our life that we go to bed worrying about, or we concerned
I'm a
about,
worrier.
And not one thing is going to change by you worrying about it.
That's right.
I had a mentor years ago that told me, when in a job situation, they said, "Is there anything that you can do to control this situation?" And I said, "No." And they're like, "Well, what are you worried about it for? You worried about that situation is not going to change the outcome." So, and I know that's hard. That's easier said than done. It's a lot easier said than done, but that's the fight that a lot of people go through.
Let me tell you how stubborn I am. You know what my response is to that?
What is that?
I have the right to worry it if I want to.
I have the right to worry. That's right.
I accept the
You
consequences.
can't tell me how I want to worry.
I want to worry. Let's never get emotional again
That's
on the
right.
show.
We never will. We'll just be dry as toast. Like, you know,
That's how the Barney fight.
And
that was a minister.
it was a minister on the front porch when
Dry as dust.
dry as dust. He said, maybe your sermons won't be as dry as dust.
Oh, you talked me into it. Let's get emotional.
That's it. So, all right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have a clip of this past Sunday service from the Arbor. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.
Whatever your opinion is, it's good.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tri-Tunes and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service, that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com today.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Now, the title of it is From Leading to Being Led. I'd like to say that again. From leading to being led. And the scripture comes from John, the 21st chapter, and beginning with the 18th and 19th verse. Jesus is speaking to Peter, who will be the central figure of this message today. Very truly I tell you that when you were younger, you dressed yourself and you went where you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands. Someone else will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go. Now, Jesus said this to indicate the kind of death by which Peter would glorify God. And then Jesus said to Peter, "Follow me." May God add His richest blessing to the reading of His Word. May everything I say, everything we think, be to glorify Christ. Let us pray. Amen. Thank you. Well, I'll be approaching in a few months speaking for 55 years to people. I just can't believe that. Many times it's young people. A lot of times it's businesses. I spoke to a group of teachers at Horseshoe Bend the other day. It was Saturday, and it was fantastic. I'm going to get to go up to Coleman in a few weeks and speak to a group of friends there. They're always great. When I was superintendent in Coleman County, we had 7 high schools. And we took the seniors, juniors, and sophomores of each school, and the principals picked out 4 students that were leaders in their school. So what are you seeing? You're seeing there 12 times 7, used to be 84. So 84 students would come about 6 times a year. And they would go into a room, and I would shut the door, and I would talk for a couple of hours, including the discussion, by the way, with those kids, and I was absolutely in heaven. The subject was easy. We always talked about leadership. It is a beautiful thing to see these young people come through our school system and become, in the early stages of being a leader, starts off, many times it happens in athletics, it happens in bands and other organizations of the school. I have the most experience seeing it in a dressing room. A young man comes in, begins to work hard, develops relationships. Then there will be opportunities during the course of his career that he will be able to take a stand in front of everybody else, and in doing so, make a difference. People start looking to him, watching him in practice and in games. And I've always defined leader to our football teams as a leader is somebody that makes everyone around them better. That's what leaders do. And the same thing happens in the business world. It's the same principle. There are some fundamental beliefs that I have, and I think most of you have, that leadership is leadership. Whether it's in the church or whether it's in the business or whether it's in the government, leadership is leadership. This flag stands for a group of tremendous leaders. People that put America first, who created a country to live in so that we could have the rights and freedoms that we have, so that our children and grandchildren will be hopefully guaranteed the same kind of freedoms and experiences that we had. We look up to them. We have big sculptures of them and carve out mountains for some of those leaders. They're in our history books. And we are so touched and inspired and encouraged by what they stood for. Now, you may not remember this, but I guess it was the 4th of July around those. I did 2 messages, that's right, on each side of the 4th. And I read quotes from 12 of those leaders. And if you remember that, in every single quote, the word Jesus Christ was mentioned. Now, here's where I'm going with this. Leadership today has been split into 2. There are Christian leaders that exist in the church, and there are leaders that are leaders of society, government, other organizations. There was a time when those 2 elements came together, and the same characteristics applied to both sides of that. But a lot has changed since then. I'll give you an example. When I was looking up information for this message, here's what I found. 3 differences in Christian leadership and worldly leadership. Here's some examples. Christian leadership is built on truth, not on trends. Christian leadership begins with character, not charisma. Christian leadership boasts in our Savior, not ourselves. Now, my question is, why have we separated those things? Why can't all leaders have the kind of characteristics that Christian leaders have? When I was a superintendent in Coleman County, I've talked to you probably ad nauseum about the Freedom from Religion group in Wisconsin and how they tried to get after us. And one of the things that I least liked, and there was a lot of things I didn't like, but was a letter that was sent to our board that basically said, if Mr. Coleman wants to practice his faith, he can do it in his church or in his own home. But the very second that he brings that faith in the school setting, that's not allowed. He can't do that. We have had consistently a movement towards our leaders not being able to say Christian things, read Bibles, and say prayers in front of our children. Now, we're going to get some other stuff, but let me say this. America is a great place, the greatest country ever. And you have a right in this country to believe whatever you believe. That's what our forefathers fought and died for. And if you believe in a God other than ours, you have that right. Believe in your God. That's fine. If you want to quote text out of your religious book, you have that right. This is America. You can do that. If you want to practice elements of your faith in a peaceful way, do that too. You have that right. And we should respect that for each other. But you cannot separate that flag from Jesus Christ. This is a Christian nation, and it was based on God and Christ, and you can't separate that. That is part of who we are, and it is part of our culture. And you cannot talk about leadership unless you include the characteristics given to us in Matthew 20:26. Whoever wants to become great must be a servant. What about Philippians 2:4? Do nothing out of selfish ambition. Do all the news networks, are they listening? Would you like to put that as a characteristic of all kinds of leadership? Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others as better than yourself. That is a quality of leadership that is in any setting, whether it be the church or in Washington, D.C. or anywhere else. We cannot allow God our authorities to say you can't say God, you can't say Jesus, you can't profess your faith in public. You can't do those sort of things. True and absolute leadership is right out of the Word of God, and it applies in every situation.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
For 30.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6955 6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
Years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them, and he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tritoons and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water, whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them, and he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.